Welcome back to Unfiltered, Unspoken podcast. And we told y'all we're going to keep sharing life experiences. But even what's more so blessing about this is we have another first time sharing their testimony with us. And we're truly honored and thankful. We want to welcome Ronda Simms. And Rhonda, if you come up and tell us about yourself, and then City Sid is going to kick off that first question.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ronda Simms, and I am an author of 2 books. One is called She Didn't Ask for the Fire, and the other one is called Letters from the Fire. And they are testaments from my life. So I hope y'all go out and get them. Thank you.
Well, thank you again for being here with us this evening. We do want to get you started, as we do with all of our guests, at the beginning of your story. How did you grow up? What was your home structure like? And if you experience any trauma during those adolescent years?
Not really. Growing up, it was just my mom and me and my 3 brothers. So it was kind of like typical, a typical childhood. I'm gonna say this: I always felt some type of way how like my mom used to treat me compared to how she treated my brothers. Now that right there was different for me because as I grew older, it kind of got worse and worse. So, I mean, but the trauma didn't start until I got 17. That's when it came out.
Okay. And I'm going to go back a little bit before we get to your trauma at 17. What would you say? You said you noticed your mother mistreated you. What were some of the ways that you noticed that she mistreated you?
It was just the way that she treated me, period. Like, it just seemed like she always had an issue with me as a child. I don't know. Like, it just always seemed like I could never do nothing right in her eyes. And it just used to make me feel some type of way. And I never talked about it. I used to keep it in, but it definitely made me feel some type of way. Like my brothers, I'm going to say she can buy them a whole lot of things, but when it comes to me, I don't get nothing. I'm a girl and I'm the only girl. Like, what? Don't that sound crazy?
Yeah, absolutely does. Where were you in the kind of the birth order of your brothers? Were you the oldest or the youngest?
I'm a middle child. I'm like
Middle
next.
child.
I'm next to the oldest.
Absolutely. Now, did your was this something that your siblings noticed? And did they kind of like um, you know, I guess kind of benefit from that or play off of the fact that you were treated differently? Like was that a common feeling around the household, or is that just kind of something she made you feel like?
I don't even think my brothers paid attention. Honestly, I'm just being honest. I just think like by I don't know, by me looking like her, I guess she felt some type of way towards me. I don't know. But it just was strange to me as a kid because, when you're a kid, you don't understand a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to start to understand until you get a little older. But by then, you already feel some type of way. Like, why my mother don't love me? Or why she always look at me a certain way? That's hard.
Mm-hmm. Now, I heard you say, mom, you and your brothers. Where was your dad?
He wasn't there. He wasn't there. From my understanding from him, he told me that she didn't want him there. She didn't want him around. So he just wasn't there.
Understood. Now did that that kind of feeling of, I don't know what feeling, how you would place that, but did that kind of bleed into, the rest of your life? Like, did this affect your school, self-esteem, making friends? Did that kind of affect any other kind of position in your life?
That actually affected everything. I mean, the way I grew up, like I really didn't have nobody to talk to about how I felt. So a lot of things were not talked about. I kept it inside. Even how I felt about my father not being around. Like, where is he? And then the fact that she had a boyfriend, like, why is my dad not around? Like, he could still be around even though you have a boyfriend. But it was just like he was scarce.
So did you and her boyfriend get along?
Honestly, I felt like he was a creep. I felt like he was a creep. Just off of him, like he appeared in my life when I was 12. So I felt like he was a creep. I just ain't never said, but I felt that way. And my instincts were right.
Did he treat you any differently than your brothers?
Honestly, I think he had too much say so in our lives. Like you wasn't our father, so you shouldn't have no say so. But he had a lot of say so on what goes on far as us kids. Like she gave him that much power to even beat us.
That's what I was about to ask.
And what kind of things did you notice that, were a little weird, or what would call him a creep for? What kind of things did you notice early on, before he made a move of sorts?
Just the way he used to look at me. You know how you feel if a strange man is just standing there staring at you? It makes you feel some type of way inside. And by me being a kid, I felt some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that I got to the point where I felt like I can't tell my mother how I feel because she's not going to believe me. And lo and behold, she did not.
So when you say your mother, because you mentioned something at 17 and we're leading into that, were there things that he did that led up inappropriately before he violated you?
Far as nothing that I can really think of. Like, I mean, it was just the way that he looked at me. It was, like little smart little stuff he used to say out his mouth, and then by me being a girl, I guess I'm just supposed to sit there and accept everything. So a lot of times I just try to deal with it.
Now, was this, like a normal kind of track record that your mom had with men, just kind of letting them come in and impose, or was this kind of like your first rodeo, seeing this happen?
No, this like the first time this ever happened. Like, because they dated for years.
Mm.
I think they dated from when I was 12 to maybe 18, 19. I don't know. Probably, I think 18. So they were together for years.
Okay. And I guess the question I'm gonna ask, and it may be a little triggering. Because it sounded like from 17 he left at 18. I'm not gonna get there. So um him violating you, how did what was the situation? How did that happen?
Okay. This is actually the first chapter in my book. She didn't ask for the fire. It starts out with me and my other middle sibling. We were like in my bedroom, watching TV, and him and some other guy. I don't know if it was his cousin or it was another guy. That's all I remember. Like we were in the room watching TV and we heard keys, you know what I'm saying, coming in the door. And we knew that it wasn't our mother because she left to go to work already. She worked the evening shift. So we in the bedroom watching TV, and then next thing you know, in comes the boyfriend, and he tells my brother to leave and shut the door. So right there, I already had a feeling that something bad was about to happen. And then once it did happen, he just left like nothing, like it was nothing. And then like I kind of sat in the corner of my room because I was traumatized. You know, like what the heck just happened? And then I stayed there until my mom came the next day, came home from work. And then that's when I ran to her and told her, or tried to tell her. And she basically brushed me off and was like, whatever it is, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is something you need to hear. Your boyfriend touched me. Of course. She didn't believe me. She believed him. That right there made me feel worthless because I'm your child. Like, how could you not believe me? Why would I make up something like this? I didn't mean it hurt it so bad to the point where I didn't even get are you okay? Do you need to go to the emergency room? Anything. I didn't get any of that. I got dirty looks. You know, I got questions or stuff like you're going to have to take a lie to take the test or something like that. Like what? What type of people are y'all? I'm a girl. Like you're supposed to be more concerned about me and you're not. And that's a problem. No girl should ever have to grow up and feel this way.
Definitely, definitely, and I'm so sorry that happened to you that way, and that you weren't listened to after that, because that's terrible by the people you should be able to trust and come to and stuff like that. Were you at that point on a personal level already, sexually active, or was this kind of like your first go round, first experience, or was that taken from you?
No, I actually had a boyfriend around that time, so it wasn't the first time. It just was a time that should have never happened.
Yeah.
Like,
now, was that something you felt like you was comfortable sharing with your boyfriend, or
I didn't
did
tell
you kind of
anybody.
set that under wraps?
No, I didn't tell him. I told him, look, let me tell you something crazy. I told him now. And we are grown now. He didn't know, he didn't have a clue about what happened to me back then because I didn't share with too many people. Like I kept it to myself because of the simple fact my mother already didn't believe me. So who else is gonna believe me? That's how I felt then.
Do you feel like your mother knew what her boyfriend did to you? Because she was asking so many questions.
Honestly, I felt like whatever happened between her and my father played a major part in this. I don't know what happened between them because I was a baby, but whatever happened between them played a major part in the way she treated me. And I feel like if she didn't know, she never tried to figure out what happened or figure out why it happened. Nothing. She just brushed it off like it wasn't nothing, or it wasn't going to affect me in my adult life.
And what was the situation or scenario? How did that play out when and if she asked him, to confirm your, what you had told her? Was it like even a question? Did she even ask it? Oh, like how did that work itself out?
Okay, she already didn't believe me. So whatever he said to her, she believed because this man did a whole switcheroo. He changed shifts. Like, I think they were working the same evening shift. This man changed shifts to the morning shift to make me look like I was insane or I was just crazy. Like, what in the world? Like, first off, why would I make up something like this? This is something severe. Like, who would make up why would a child come at their mama and tell her that her boyfriend touched her? And she came at me and said, I don't never want her to have no man. Or what? First off, what does that have to do with this? That don't even make sense. You were not concerned about your child. You were more concerned about having a boyfriend or me not wanting you having a boyfriend.
Rhonda, you mentioned that your brother was moved out the room and asked to leave. Did your brother hear anything? And did he know? Did he feel as though he did something to you?
Me and my brother never talked about this. We never talked about it. And I mean never talked about it. Like, this is like the craziest thing that, a person could ever hold in their heart. Like, to this day, I don't even know if my brother remembers. But I damn sure remember.
Understood. What do you feel like changed after that day? What kind of mind frame did you take on? What was school okay after that? Like, or did you kind of turn to creating chaos after that? Like, what was your mind frame like after that? How are you dealing, if at all?
Everything definitely changed. Like, my feelings towards my family changed. Like, I felt like they didn't protect me. They didn't. Like, no aunt, no uncle, no nothing. Like, they all just brushed it away like it meant nothing, not realizing that it was going to affect me in my adult life. And that right there made me really dislike all of them. Like, I don't want to be around them. And that's the honest truth. Because you let an outsider violate me and not one of y'all stood up for me. Nobody even understood that in school I was failing bad. Why? Because it was too much stuff going on around me. Too much stuff I'm dealing with inside my head. Like, and the person that's supposed to protect me doesn't even care. That's hurtful in itself.
You say your mother broke up with him about 18, 17 is when the incident happened. Do you think the breakup was part of the reason of what happened to you?
Honestly, I don't even know when they broke up because I wasn't there. I don't know. She put me out for him when I was 17, sent me to go live with my aunt. Like I that there that's when I understood in my heart that this lady chose that man over me. Because you sent me to go live with my aunt. You never re-enrolled me in high school, so I never got a chance to get my high school diploma. Like it all was taken away. Like how, why? I just don't understand. So you didn't really care about how my life was going to turn out. Because if you did care, you had a real funny way of showing it.
Now you did say, she gave him the authority to discipline y'all and things like that. Were you the only one that kind of had ill feelings about him, or were you and your siblings kind of in agreement about disliking him, or were you the only one to really kind of feel the discipline and things like that?
Man, our upbringing was so crazy. Like, these are things that I should have been able to talk to about, with my siblings, but we never talked about none of this. So I always felt some type of way about him. So the older I got, the worse the feelings got. Now, my oldest brother, I remember he got put out before me. Like, he was up first and I was up second. Like it just happened so crazy. Like, but my younger two brothers, I honestly don't even think that, or if they did feel some type of way about them, they didn't tell me.
Now, did everyone get disciplined by him, or was his whoopings aggressive? Did you get them worse?
Man, back then we got beat with stench cord.
And that's abuse. Okay, well, no, I got beat with stench. That's abuse.
And you see what color I am, right?
Mm-hmm. And he beat y'all with a extension cord.
Yeah.
And your mother.
Like, I'm grown, and I still see marks on my legs. Yeah, they're still there.
And your mother never did nothing.
I honestly feel like my mother didn't like me. I really feel that way. And I'm 47 and I'm telling y'all this. I really feel like my mother don't like me. Or she didn't like me, she don't like me. I really feel like that. Like, because there's no way in the world that a mother never tells her kid that she loves them or shows them that she loves them. Or maybe it was just me. I don't know.
And how were things, after you got out of that environment and moved to your aunt's? Was that any better, any worse? What kind of situation was that for you?
No, once she put me out of her house, things got worse and worse. Because she sent me to live with my aunt, and my aunt was on drugs. But I just remember being bounced from this place to this place to this place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember being all over the place. So my situation never got better.
Now, moving in with your aunt, she has a drug addiction. How was that living with her?
It felt like I was a kid living in a house by myself because there was no rules. It was no did you eat? It was no, Do you want to get enrolled in school? Are you going to go to school? It was nothing. It was nothing that felt like they cared. I was just there.
And with that being said, I'm sure it was, you know, something kind of in trade of having you there. What was the benefit of having you there if they weren't going to take care of you? Was, you know, your mom put money in her pockets, or you know, were you kind of running everything in the house? Like, what was, I don't know, what was the situation there?
I don't know. I honestly don't know like what they discussed. All I know is I was dropped there. Like like I didn't matter at all. And I just remember, you know, the house always been full with a lot of different men, you know, and I used to just like try to be invisible, you know, not be in the way, like try to be like these memories are so hard.
Did something happen to you at your aunt's house?
No. I just it just the way it happened, it just made me feel less and less like a person because I mean I would felt like I was just threw away by my mother, and then you just send me here, and then like I'm still a teenager. I wasn't even enrolled back in school or nothing. It was just like, oh well, she's here. She's just going to be here. Like nobody cared.
So how long were you at your aunt's house before?
I wasn't there long. I wasn't there long. I just remember my other aunt getting me a job at a restaurant. What was it in Lago? So I think honestly, I was back at my mother's house somehow. I don't know. It just was a lot for me because I don't have a high school diploma. Like what I'm supposed to do? I'm a teenager out here in the world. What I'm supposed to do? I can't do much around that time. You know, when you 17 or 18, you can get a little job, but not a real job because most jobs want you to have a high school diploma.
Was there, you know, out of anyone, was there anyone that was even close to a support system or a friend or like, was there, you know, anybody that you know, you felt was in your corner or that you could go to?
Nope, I had no support whatsoever. None. Not from my brothers, not from my aunts, not from my uncles, not from my grandma, not from my grandpa, not from cousins. I mean, they were being typical family members, you know, pop up here and there. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Not really caring. I mean, that's just how I felt, you know, like I held this entire thing in for 30 years. I didn't tell nobody. I kept it to myself because the first time saying it, I was made to feel like I wasn't nothing. Like I didn't mean nothing to nobody. And that's how I carried it.
You on mute?
Yeah, I just did. Sorry. You said you eventually went back to somehow ended back at your mom's. What was that like going back, and was her boyfriend still there?
By me already feeling like you don't love me, or feeling like, you know, me being around you is not something that you really want. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel good about it at all because, like, not once did you tell me, you know, that everything was going to be okay, or, you know, I just felt like an outsider, like I didn't really belong.
So after, you know, all of the hopping around and you know, just kind of trying to find yourself and where you belong, you know, what was the first positive you know, breakthrough after that, or when did you kind of find your way, and in what way did you do that?
Honestly, I just remember, like, I'm gonna say from 18 to like 18 to 20, I remember living with one of my friends and her mother and her sisters, and living with her, she made me actually feel love. Like, I can honestly say, you know, that I felt like somebody cared about me. And I think I stayed with her till I think from like, I'm gonna say like 22 to maybe 25, 26.
Did you ever talk to her? I know you say you didn't mention it. I just want to ask, did you ever talk to her about what happened to you since that was your friend?
Oh, well, I talked to her mom. I still talk to her to this day.
Okay.
And I told her exactly, you know, but back then when I first met her, her daughter was 12 and I think I was like 14, 15. So she kind of like got a chance to witness how my mother treated me even back then.
And what was her say on that? She must have talked to her mother and told her mother how your mom was treating you.
No, it was more so like you know how when you a little girl and your friends having a sleepover. I just told her it wouldn't make no difference if her mother asked my mother, because she was gonna say no anyway. Because she never said yes to anything I asked her. It was always no. Like, so no was like it was like sketched in my brain. Like, oh, she gonna say no. She gonna say no. Don't ask her. So I told her mother back then, don't ask her because she gonna say no. But whatever she said to her, I don't know. Because this time she didn't say no. It was just weird.
And in all this time, you know, is the atmosphere kind of still the same? Have any, you know, wrongdoings been admitted to or apologies been given? You know, and any healing outside of your own journey?
No, everything is still the same. Everything is still the same. I can't even be in the same room with my mother. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy because I'm angry. I'm really angry because I don't understand. And I'm grown and I still don't understand. Like, why couldn't you just sit me down and talk to me like I'm your child? Like, help me understand. I never got none of that. It's still the way it was when I was 17. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how I feel. Nobody cares how it made me feel. Nobody cares how all the things I had to go through. Nobody cares that I ended up with PTSD because of all this mess. This is a lot for me because I didn't ask for none of it. I didn't even ask for you to birth me. If you felt so bad about me being here, you should have just gave me up for adoption or gave me a chance at a better life instead of making me have to grow up this way.
Um, did you were you able ever were you able to confront her boyfriend? Did you ever say something to him?
No,
You know if he's still alive?
no. I don't know anything. I don't know where he is. I don't. I just feel some type of way about him because it took me till I turned 44 to tell my father about this stuff. And I'm happy that I don't know where he is because I feel like my dad would have done something to him.
Is there any, I guess, resentment you carry for your father? Because I know you said that he, was told your mother didn't really want him around, but, um, obviously there are kind of legal rights that he would have had, or he could have made things happen had he, fought a little harder legally for you. So, was there any kind of like ill will you had based on that? Were you able to kind of get those feelings off when talking to your father, or was he able to at least make you feel, better talking to him about it, or giving you the woulda, coulda, shouldas, that he, from his heart?
Honestly, my entire life, my mother made me hate him because she used to tell me, "Your father don't want you. Your father didn't want you." The whole time it wasn't me he didn't want. It was her. Having a talk with my father, he actually made me understand a lot and why she treat me the way she treat me. It never had nothing to do with me at all. I'm just being a part of him. And I guess me being a part of him made her feel the way she felt. I guess looking at me, she see him. I don't know, but what I do know is it wasn't fair to me. And I'm building a relationship with my father as of right now. I mean, I can't make up all the time that I lost with him, but I'm okay for what I have for right now.
What was your dad's reaction, Rhonda, when you told him what happened to you?
My dad jokes a lot, but I didn't take it seriously. My dad he just basically, told me, I guess that he didn't really want to hear me tell him no stuff like this, but what can I say? This is what happened. And I was kind of upset because you wasn't there to protect me. But when you have a mother that's bitter, I mean, this is what you get.
And has he seen your mother?
I don't think so.
Okay, so he it probably wouldn't be. They probably would have. It wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, I don't think it would be because I don't think no father ever wants their child to come and tell them another man touched them. I don't know if it might have made him feel some type of way, but being as though I'm grown, it's not much. You know what I'm saying? He can say because it happened in my past.
Now, from what it sounds like in the last, I would say, within 5 years, that you are kind of opening up about it. seeking therapy, things like that. Um, what was kind of that point where you knew that you kind of had to address it, and change from keeping it in? Usually it's some, type of a boiling point or something, significant that made you want to kind of get it off your chest and work through it and heal through it. So was there like a very significant moment where you knew that you had to kind of stop and address all of this so that you can move on?
I can't even sit and have a conversation about my mother without crying. That's how I know something was wrong. Like I need, and me trying to deal with it on my own is not working. So I guess me going to the doctor and the doctor telling me that I have depression and PTSD. I guess that just made me say, "Look, I gotta do something because if I don't, this stuff is gonna kill me."
I want to go back. So just because you hadn't seen your dad for a long time, how did you and your dad reconnect, and what was it like when y'all first seen each other again?
Well, when me and my dad reconnected, I was, I think, 20, 25, 25 or 26. And I was still living with my friend and her mother. And my dad came and took me from there. And he took me to live with one of his friends. And at that time, we really didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell him then. I could have told him what happened to me then, but I didn't tell him then. I waited till I got 44 to tell him.
And you said that you went to live with one of his friends. How did that work out? Or was it kind of like you just been uprooted from what you found was comforting before? What was that situation like?
Well, it was it was weird at first because I didn't understand why he took me there. And then after being there for a while, it was like the whole building was a family. Everybody looked out for each other. And this friend, he was like my grandpa age. He was like an older man, and he needed someone to cook for him because for medical reasons he couldn't do it for himself, and he was living there alone. So I guess that was the best place for me to be in my dad's eyes. Somewhere where he know I'm gonna be safe, even though I was safe. With my friends, and her mother, but I guess he took me there so he can check on me when he wanted to or whatever.
Was that living situation, was that okay? Did you find comfort there as well?
I mean, it was okay because I didn't stay there long. Because eventually, I saved up enough money and I went and got me an apartment across the street. So it was okay because no one didn't bother me. Like he didn't try to harm me or nothing. He just, used to talk to me and let me know, you know, when he needed help or if he needed me, to cook him something to eat or something. But other than that, it was okay.
That's good. Now, when I mean, granted, you already said you didn't really start getting or becoming open about this until most recently. Was there any between that time, moving out of your friends, kind of rekindling with your father? Was there, any significant happy moments or moments where you felt like things was looking up? Was there any good times you can remember around this time? Like what, was this all just a series of depression, or was there any good moments for you along the way?
Nope. It's hard to say that, but I'm just being real with it. Like, I felt like things was looking up, but I was wrong. I was completely wrong, because once I got my apartment across the street, I had a boyfriend, he moved in with me or whatever, but I made a mistake and I let my little brother come and stay with me, and he made me lose everything. So it went from happy to all over again.
And not to be nosy, but that's kind of a little bit. But how did your little brother make you lose everything?
Because he did exactly what I told him not to do. He was in the streets, and I told him, well, I was trying to be a big sister, you know what I'm saying, trying to look out for him. I had a 2-bedroom, you know what I'm saying, and nobody was occupying the other bedroom. So I told him he can come and stay with me, but I just wish I would have thought about that before I did. But me being his sister, I felt like it was the right thing to do. The whole time it wasn't. He was in the streets, and he had the police run up in my house while I was at work. And I came home, everything was outside.
Was that just like a violation of your lease, or was there something,
No, it's what they found. It's what the police found inside the apartment. I had no idea about nothing, because I trusted him to the point where he's my brother. And I felt like he would not do me this way. And I was wrong. He did me the dirtiest. And he never even said he was sorry. Like, me just trying to be a good person to everyone. And I end up getting the backlash of everything. I lost everything. I lost my apartment. I think I had like 3 cars then. Somebody towed away my car with my tags on it. Like, it was just so much hurtful things happening at one time. And by me still having a job, I had to go to my job the next day and pretend like everything was okay. And I went to work the next day and I had an anxiety attack because it was just so much going on inside my brain. I'm already dealing with the shit with my mother. Then I got to deal with this shit with my brother. You understand what I'm saying? Like, too much for one person to deal with at one time. Too much. So I just stopped trusting everybody. Because it seemed like every time I try to trust, this is what happens.
And how are you with your siblings now?
I talked to one of my brothers. That's it.
Now, was it one of the reasons why your brother had to move with you? Was this another child that your mother had put out, as to why he didn't have a place to stay, or what? Was this just another, what you felt like another, kind of indiscretion your mother then passed along on to you, another burden she then passed on to you?
This was actually the youngest. He got everything, so I can't even say that.
What was the why did he need to move in with you? I guess why was his living situation a little shaky?
He was out in the streets. He was out in the streets selling drugs. And I'm guessing, wherever he was living, he must have done something for him to come to my door. I don't know if he was still living with her then, because I've been left her house, so they end up having to go right back. After I get put out, I had to go right back. It was like a never-ending cycle. I leave her, I'm right back. I leave her, I'm right back. Like, and each time I felt horrible and horribler. Like, why am I still here? Like, she doesn't want me here. Why am I here? You know, like, it's just, it was just like, I'm not ever going to get to the happiness that I deserve.
And I want to ask real quick, because you mentioned that you went to work, had a breakdown, anxiety attack. How did your job react to that? Were they supportive?
No. Because the day before, when the stuff went down, okay, I'm gonna break it down to you. The day before, when, well, hold on, let me rewind all the way back. When I first let my brother move into my apartment with me, I was dating one guy, and my brother came in and felt like he can do whatever he want to do. Like, he wasn't listening to me. I told him before he got there, don't what not to do. And whatever I said to him came in one ear, went out the other. So the guy I was dealing with at that time, you know, he told my brother that he needs to respect our house, or our apartment rather. And my brother pulled out a gun on him. So that right there ended my relationship. So me being vulnerable, and I'm still living with my brother, still living with me. It's like a whole year later, then this other guy comes around, and he's the guy who get locked up with my brother when the police ran into my apartment. And from that point on, my brother, like, the police said that he had some type of weapons in the wall. I don't know what the hell that meant, but this is what I was told once I got there, you know, trying to gather up some of my things. You know, I'm glad I wasn't there, because I would have been in jail for something. I don't even know what the hell was going on. But it's just like you trying to trust people who you think supposed to, you know what I'm saying, love you and have your back whole time. Life don't work like that. And it's sad that I had to find out this way, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Real quick, did you have a feeling that he was selling drugs in your home? Did you know, or no?
No, I didn't know anything. It was more of a shock to me, because I was the going to work, come home, you know, go to sleep, go to work, come home, go to sleep type, you know what I'm saying? So I really didn't get to really see what he was doing, because I really wasn't paying attention. I should have been, but I wasn't.
Okay. So we're almost at time. Ooh, that hour went by fast. We like to close off two things. Sid's gonna do her part and mine. Can you give Rhonda? Can you give the audience from what you're going through, because you're still going through a healing process, and that we like to see both, because folks are still struggling, and we need people to see that some things is a everyday thing, and you're just starting this healing process. Can you give the audience, from your life experiences, what you're going through, something that may help them, because you started your journey to start their journey to healing, going through situations that you're going through, something that may help them cope. And if you don't have that, just how do you feel so they can start?
Honestly, this is the reason why I wrote my books, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I know that I'm not the only woman in the world that's going through everything that I've been through. So I felt like by me writing the books, that everything that's in the books is something that can help the next person, the next woman, or the next guy, whoever it may be, he or she. I feel like they can help them. Just like my second book, Letters from the Fire, those are actually letters that I wrote to myself and to everyone, that's dealing with something. Because this is not easy at all. It's not easy for me to deal with, and I'm quite sure it's not easy but I really want them to know, never give up. Keep on pushing. Because out of everything I went through, I still went back to school and got my high school diploma. So keep on pushing. Don't let nobody steal your joy.
Yes, ma'am. We do like to give you the chance to participate in shameless plug. So you did say you have some books. You can let the viewers know where they can purchase your books, where they might be able to reach out, if they're going through something similar, anything that you want to draw traffic to, any projects you advocate for, groups you advocate for. You have the floor to share whatever you want to share. And rep yourself however you want to rep yourself, and sell however you want to sell yourself.
Well, like I've said, I have two books. I have a copy of one of them, and that's She Didn't Ask for the Fire. This one is the actual story of my life. The second book is called Letters from the Fire, and both of them are on Amazon. You can get both of them on Amazon. They go hand in hand. Once you read one, you're going to have to read the other one. So, and if anyone, have questions or, would like to hit me up or anything, I'm on Facebook. Ronda So Happy is my name on Facebook. And Instagram, Cutie on Duty. YouTube, Ronda Simms at Ronda Simms 2122. You can hit me on any one of them. Thank you.
Rhonda, we want to thank you for being a guest on Unfiltered Unspoken podcast. How bad was that? Was that okay? It wasn't too bad. I know you were a little nervous coming on.
It's just the talking about it part that gets me every time. You know what I'm saying? Because my life was hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, you did amazing getting your testimony out, and we truly appreciate it. And your testimony will be able to help someone else that's struggling, and that's why we do what we do, is
I
helping
hope
others
so.
through other life experiences. If you can please hold before we leave, thank you again for being a guest. City said we're gonna keep sharing them life experiences, ain't we?
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you, ladies.
You are so welcome. We want to thank everyone for tuning into Unfiltered Unspoken podcast. If you have been violated as a child, struggling with your struggles, in and out with family members not getting along, this is the episode for you. Please check Rhonda out, like, share, and go follow her. And like, share, and follow our YouTube Unfiltered Unspoken podcast, where we are going to continue to share life experiences. Y'all have a good one. Peace.